Hey Insiders, we've got a very special guest joining us here today who's recently just graduated from our flagship course LMA, which is the Life Mastery Achievers. And she's so graciously going to be coming on here today to share her experience from start to finish and everything else in between. And I guess just to start us off, if you wouldn't mind telling everybody what's your name and where it is that you're currently based in the world right now.
My name is Alexa Pontius, and I'm based in Knoxville, Tennessee, in the US.
Brilliant. Alexa, great to have you here with us. Thank you so much for giving us your time here today to have a little chat. And I know we were just discussing before we hit record that you have only been on board with Success Insider for a little under 2 months now, right? And I'm just curious to know what was some of the biggest challenges or struggles that you were facing in your life, Alexa, prior to joining the LMA course?
Letting other people get in the way, and I even named a new term, procrastidrama, Y- because letting other people's stuff affect me too much, and I would put myself on hold and not go forward with my life.
Wow.
So that's one of
So
the big.
this drama that you said you were like putting yourself off and you were getting involved in other people's life and it was inevitably not allowing you to focus on you or yourself. How was that beginning to affect your life? Like, how was it impacting your life?
How was it impacting my life?
Yeah.
I couldn't get anything done, for focusing on trying to help others.
Mm.
And, I always will be compassionate and empathetic, but I have to have more boundaries.
Mhm.
So, it was invading my whole life, and it was causing me to not do my own thing.
Wow. And for as long as you can remember, how long had those patterns been happening, or how long were you entertaining drama?
Uh, well, it ebbs and flows with procrastinadrama, but I can be the world's biggest procrastinator because I, had a childhood of abuse and I had to be perfect to stay under the radar. And so it's been a life of little monsters in my head, and it's kept. I mean, yes, I've done things. Yes, I went to college. Yes, I'm a clinical massage therapist. Yes, I'm working on doing trauma workshops, but it always kept me from going really forward like I really wanted to.
Wow. And so then whenever LMA came onto your path and that showed up in your life, did you have any hesitations or resistance towards signing up and investing in the program? Or if so, how did you put those limitations to one side and step forward and say, hey, you know what, this is for me?
No, I don't know. I think I got possessed. I'm like even scratching my head trying to figure out, now how did I find Tim Han? I was scrolling on Facebook and I kind of listened to him. I said, "Oh gosh, he's kind of funny. Ooh, he delivers a jab too. Not in a mean way, but he makes you see." And I said, I kind of like this guy. So I did a free thing, and then I was like, "Okay, they got me." And here I am.
Wow. Wow. And upon coming on board LMA, what have you enjoyed most, or what's made you the most happiest about this experience that you've been a part of so far?
Community and accessibility to people like you, Toma, even Tim in the Q&As. It's very personable. You don't feel like you're one in a million out there. Hey, hey, look at me, look at me. You if you participate, and I'm participating more, you people will help you, be there to guide you. And it's very uplifting. The hangouts is one of my favorite things. I just love the hangouts. We have so much fun, and you're, the Energizer Bunny, and we just go. So those are some of my favorite things.
Wow, beautiful. And you just mentioned there as well, I'm just curious to ask you, how important is community for you after what you've realized now in this journey? How important is it to have a supportive community on a journey like this for you?
It's very important because when you go to really change your life, not just lose 10 pounds or whatever like that, when you go to make big life changes, you find yourself having to get rid of people. just like I don't hate you or anything like that, but you have to put some people on the back burner. So you end up feeling very isolated and very alone. But that's part of the process. So you can make it open up to have better people in your life.
Mm.
And the community is very important to me because I am a little isolated. I've gotten rid of a whole lot of people.
Mm.
And so yes, I spend a lot of time alone. So this community is very, very, very important to me to help me stay on track and reach my goals and to laugh and have fun. It's amazing that the pandemic brought this Zoom stuff and now it's, the bane of our existence. But, it is wonderful. And it's also wonderful to see a sea of humanity from people around the world. And guess what? We all want the same things, and that is such a beautiful, beautiful thing to see.
Beautiful. That's so true. So true. And I was just looking to ask you, I was just curious to know, right? You shared that you've had some past experiences in your life and you've been sifting and sorting through your life and learning the lessons that you've been learning and coming on board LMA, things have shifted for you in your life. What would you say is one of the biggest things that has changed for you since you've came on board this program? How different is Alexa's life now compared to uh, a few weeks ago before signing up?
Being able to see in a in a distance, the stuff coming and going, oh, I really have to take a step back. I really have to look and listen to what's coming out of a person, and so it's enabled me to nip stuff in the bud. Yeah, I might have a couple of days, but I go, no, 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 no. It's pulling you off course. You need to take a step back. So I see it more easily now rather than before. I would just get sucked in, like the vacuum cleaner, would just suck me in, and there I would be. Now, no, I might, like I said, for just a day or two, but other than that, no, I'm not doing it.
Wow. And what would you say is the biggest lesson or the biggest thing that you've learned about yourself in this whole process?
Um, to realize that um, I will stumble, I will stammer, life will happen, but to make progress, it doesn't have to be perfection. And to be totally honest with myself, with my coach, the only way you're going to grow is if you're honest. If you're telling fibs, you're never going to go anywhere. You're just going to be right stuck. But to be honest and say, yeah, I stumbled here, I really had a hard time, and then get back up and learn the lesson and go again.
Beautiful.
I've
And
also not
yep.
to worry so much. I gosh, it was a big life lesson the other day. I was so worried about some tax stuff. It turns out I didn't have to pay anything. And I was just about to have a heart attack, and for no reason. So
Yeah.
I have to, put that in its place and realize that, you know, I'm on the right path. Things are working together for good, and just leave my heart open. And anytime I start feeling negative, just go, everything's working together for good. It's all going to be okay.
Wow. Beautiful. Love that. Love that. And Alexa, how would you summarize Tim as like a teacher, trainer, facilitator? What would you say about Tim?
Uh, he's incredibly wise. I mean, sometimes I say he's got Buddha inside of him. He's funny and his heart is open. He makes it funny yet very serious. He's able to isolate, exactly what it is going on in your head if you're brave enough to ask him. If you just sit there, well, no. But he just makes me laugh. But he is so incredibly wise.
Mm.
All to one, and that makes for a good teacher because he can keep your attention and guide you, but not be mean.
Mm.
He does it in a very generous way,
Mm.
that empathizes and isn't just pointing a finger. And that's very important.
Wow. Wow. And now, after going through what you've gone through so far and still obviously learning and developing and leveling up as stepping into your best version of yourself every day, what does the future look like for Alexa from what you know so far? Like what lies ahead?
Well, I really have to get this book written. I must. And I just am not letting much get in my way anymore. Not even my massage practice. I've scaled back because I just, it's just impossible to massage people all day long and come home and, oh yeah, I'm going to work on my course. I'm going to work on my book. No, you're dead tired. You're not going to do anything. So I have to I developed a balance between that
Uh-huh.
and in my life, I have to be careful because I'm not making the same income. So I'm sacrificing, eating out and things like that to progress, because that's the most important thing. I see the book. I can't wait for WCA next year. If anything will propel me, that will, so yeah, those are the main things.
Exciting times ahead. Exciting times. And what advice, Alexa, would you give to someone who wants to join the LMA program, but they're sitting on the fence right now? They haven't quite made that decision. What advice would you give to them, knowing what you know now? What words would you bestow upon those people?
Get out of your head and go to your heart. What does your heart tell you? If you make the decision and it is a positive one, everything will fall into place to make it happen.
Mm,
That is my best advice to anyone. So if you just go to your heart, what does your heart say?
stunning.
And don't listen to the little monsters in your head, because they don't want you to go anywhere. They want you to stay the same. But listen to that heart. The heart wants more.
Stunning. And final question here. It's not kind of what I'd planned to ask, but I feel like asking you anyway, because I feel like your answer will be a good one. If I were to say to you, Alexa, that you had an opportunity to speak to the whole world right now for 30 seconds and you had one opportunity to give a message to the entire world and you had 30 seconds, what would you say if the whole world was listening to Alexa right here, right now?
It take me 30 seconds to get my thoughts together.
That's fine. You can breathe on it for a moment.
I would say do everything that you can to have a good life. It doesn't mean be a millionaire. It means the good life for you, and to help others, and to live from your heart. Be heart centered and get out of your head. Though those that is just so important. And then when you find yourself in your head, go back to your heart. Always go back to your heart.